Hey guys, what's going on? Dave the Hillside Gardener back with you. And today the topic is going to be the advantages and also the disadvantages of growing your own food or vegetables, etc. at home. So go ahead and get started with the advantages. Some of the advantages I find with growing your own food is that there are varieties you can grow that you just don't find in the store. I think this is probably the most important thing that I like about growing my own food at home is that, you know, you just can buy seeds. There are tons of seed catalogs, websites, anything, even around the world. If you really want to be adventurous, you can order seeds from anywhere, which may or may not be legal depending on your country, importing laws, customs, etc. I'm not trying to get into that right now, but yeah. So you can try different varieties from around the world. Like maybe you went to an Indian restaurant and you found something that you really liked, but you just don't find that ingredient in the store. So you can grow something on your own, like your very own curry leaf plant or something like that, to use fresh to get that authentic taste that you're looking for. Okay, so I think that to me is probably one of the biggest advantages of growing things at home. Another advantage I find with growing your own produce at home is you know what's in your soil. You know what pesticides are on your plants. If you go to the store and you see things that say organic, etc., etc. I mean, I'm sure they had to pass some kind of regulation, but if I pick something from my garden, I know exactly what was put on it. I know what fertilizer was put on it. I know what my water source was, and above all, you know, I'm able to control the environment within the best of my abilities. If it's infested with bugs, you know, maybe that's not a plant you want to harvest from, whereas in a commercial operation, it's all about the production. It's all about the bottom line. We got to get stuff in the trucks. We got to get it to move. So you really can't obviously guarantee a certain quality. So for a third advantage I find for growing your own produce at home, whether it be herbs, vegetables, fruits, or even flowers that some are edible that people like to use, or as a garnish on a dish or something like that. The other advantage is fresh. Literally, you can walk out to your garden, you can pick a cucumber, a tomato, a squash, whatever it may be, pick an apple off the tree in the fall, eat it right away. I don't really advocate eating raw squash, that just would be gross, but you know, you get the point. Freshness, quality, freshness, organic, you know what's in the soil, you know where it's been watered with, you know if there's pesticides, you know if there's insect pressure. So on top of that, with all the unusual rare varieties you're able to grow that you just can't get in the store, I think that's just one of the major advantages for growing things at home. And so my final thing about growing things at home, so the final thing I think I like about growing products at home is experimenting. You know, this year I tried the winter sowing some tomatoes in the milk jugs. I've tried different varieties. I've tried raised beds. I've tried different things like cabbage. I mean, cabbage is so cheap in the store, but you know, I saw a good deal was at the farmer's market and they were selling some plants, and I was like, give it a shot. You know, if you're trying to survive off your garden, or if you're in a situation where you're trying to mass produce and live off the land, or you know, off the grid or something like that, you know, that has its own challenges, and I get that, but being able to grow things at home offers you the opportunity to experiment. You can try the different seeds. If it doesn't work out, you're probably not going to go hungry. You'll be disappointed. You put a lot of effort and work into it, whatever. But it also gives you a chance to get outside, get out into the garden, enjoy nature, enjoy some sunshine, and just get outside and just overall enjoy everything your garden provides for you. The vitamin D from the sun, just it's proven that it makes people happier, better mood, etc., etc. So there are some my top 4 reasons why you should grow your own stuff at home. So let's get to some of the disadvantages. Okay, disadvantages number 1, availability. You can go to the grocery store right now in 365, pretty much find anything you're looking for. You want fresh lettuce? It's right there. You want corn? It's probably there. Maybe not fresh, but it'll be frozen. Fruit you'll get out of season. You have a constant supply of bananas. You have a constant supply of apples. There you go. Grow stuff at home, you don't have that opportunity because you can't manipulate your climate. You have the availability of what your season can produce, whether you are in the northern part of the United States, the southern part of the United States, Canada, Mexico, it doesn't matter. Just the timing of your harvest is something you can't control. That's just going to be determined by your climate. So disadvantage number one is availability. You know, I really would like to go out and pick some fresh tomatoes right now for my breakfast. They're still green, they're on the vine, they're growing, but they're not quite ripe just yet. So you take that into consideration, that things just won't always be ready when you want it to be. But, you know, not to get too far off track, but that's how it used to be. People used to eat things that were in season. You know, whenever the corn was in season, the farmers would park their trucks on the side of the road and people would just flock to these guys and they would just buy it fresh straight from the fields. Which is awesome because you get, like I was talking about, the availability, you get that quality, you get the immediate produce. The guy probably harvested it that morning, you're cooking it for dinner that evening. If you buy stuff from the store out of season, it's probably from Mexico or South America, just because it's a warmer climate and they've had longer season to be able to produce that crop, whereas, you know, here in my zone, not even waist high yet. It's probably mid thigh for the corn. You know, knee high, 4th of July, the old saying. We're a little bit past that, but you know, getting back on track. Expecting things to be ripe all the time is just not going to happen. So there's one disadvantage. Disadvantage number two kind of falls in line with that as well. You're going to get a lot of things all at once. Okay, you go to the store and you want 2 zucchini for dinner. Maybe you're making zucchini bread or you're frying some zucchini or squash or something. You're going to buy what you need for that meal. However, you grow a garden like mine and you overplant zucchini because you didn't pay attention last year when you had more than you could probably ever use, so you planted more than you had last year, which didn't make any sense at all. That's not the point. So yeah, I have tons of zucchini. I have tons of squash. You're going to get a lot of this all at once because that's what the plants do. They produce. They're in their season. They're the flush of fruit's going to come at you. So you better have a plan to either preserve this or use it or give it away, or maybe you're going to sell it to some of your farmers market or to your friends or local restaurants or supermarkets or something. Have a plan because you're going to get inundated with something. It's just going to happen. Disadvantage number 3. Sometimes you grow different varieties that people don't recognize from the store and they're automatically going to turn it off and say, I don't recognize this. This is not a red delicious apple that I've been programmed to think. So you bring in I'm not exactly sure, a Honeycrisp or something that they may not be familiar with, that's not a good example. It's a very popular apple. But getting back on point, or maybe some peppers. You know, I grow tons of peppers. There's standard bell pepper, okay? They want a green bell pepper that meets a certain shape, a certain quality, etc. They'll buy that because that's just what they know. They know what's going to happen. But if I bring a red Marconi, one of the sweetest peppers I've ever grown, they're huge, 10 times more tasty than a bell pepper, I couldn't give them away last year because people didn't want them. They didn't know what they were. Once I got some people to try it, they said, oh my goodness, this is the best pepper I've ever had. But yeah, same goes with maybe a different kind of flour or a different kind of herbs or something. People just are used to getting a certain thing at the supermarket, at the grocery store, whatever, and that's what they're going to be programmed to buy. So you try to introduce something different, they're not going to, maybe this can be turned off by it. So there's a disadvantage of that if you're trying to get into the commercial or the production aspect of just trying to get markets to people to develop different things is not always easiest whenever they have a set established pattern of buying or purchasing. So there goes that. Disadvantage, another disadvantage, and it's not really a disadvantage if you know how to use it. Okay, starting your own seeds takes some time. It takes work. You have to set your grow lights up or have a nice sunny window, and then there's always spilling water or dirt or something inside your house in the wintertime, and then you run the risk of setting plants out too early and all your hard work's gone away because they were killed by a unseasonable late frost or something like that, or vice versa. In the summer it's too hot and you have to water all the time, which, you know, it's a lot of work. You have to put effort into it, and a lot of people just want to go to the store. I want a tomato, I'm just going to go buy one and I'm going to eat it. Okay, so gardening is work, but for those of us who do it, those of us who enjoy it, it's not really work because you know what the end product's going to be. You know how good those tomatoes are going to be. You know how good that that corn's going to taste, with some melted butter right on top of it. Sometimes it's worth the effort. So, like I said, those are some of the advantages and disadvantages of growing your own produce at home. So, whether you want to do it for a commercial, just for fun, just to try different varieties, just to try something different, just to see something different grow, whatever it may be, whatever your motivations may or may not be, I hope this helped just at least give you some ideas of what some of the advantages and disadvantages may be for growing things at home. And I hope you're willing to go out there and try, whether it's just a tomato plant on the front porch in a big flower pot, or if you want to till up a large plot in the back 40 there. Whatever your motivations or your intentions may be, get out there and try some gardening. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it once you first taste that, the first fruit of your labors. All that work we're talked about as a disadvantage, you're going to forget about it. It's not going to become a disadvantage. Maybe you end up with a whole bunch of corn all at once, and then you have to learn how to can. Maybe you get to spend some time with your grandma. Like my grandma this year, she's going to teach me how to can green beans and corn. It's not always about just eating things. It's all about the cycle, the complete process of gardening, what it can provide to you and your family, and just help you out, just help you have a better life. So this is Dave signing off. I hope you enjoyed my little talk here on the front porch. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.